Can you provide an overview of psychology programs? Yes, I can. Thank you for asking. We have a fabulous undergraduate course, and the level 6 is the jewel in the crown with lots and lots of interesting different modules where students can follow their interests, follow their passions, and develop their ideas, thinking, skills. Let's look at some examples. Cognition and individual differences, a fundamentally interesting subject. Of how do people think? Why are they different? How does that different influence the choice of behavior? How does it influence well-being? How does it influence goal achievement? Cyber psychology. Cyber psychology is a relatively new concept, but extremely important. How does social media, for example, influence the mindset of everybody? We certainly know with the young how they're influenced it, and the effect on mental health. Some of the positive effects of social media. Cyber psychology. The computers are all around us. How does that affect us? What a great subject to study. What a practically and employably relevant subject to study. The application to health psychology, the health crisis, increase in obesity, increase in mental health. How does psychology affect that? What an extremely important topic to look at. Unpack the research. How does that affect people in different parts of the world, different parts of a single country? And so on and so forth. How relevant is that to study? How useful is that to study? How useful is that to study for an individual? Let me look at things like individual differences and intellectual disabilities. Extremely useful. Evolutionary psychology. How are emotions programmed from evolved over millions of years to help us survive? Evolutionary psychology has some of the answers. Research methods, I think this is the key. You need the research skills. The research skills are so employable, so useful for as a researcher, which gives you one career option, but so useful as an employee. The ability to unpack knowledge, the ability to unpack data, the ability to say, well, that data might say that, but it also might say this. And if we look at it, we can't really say, or we can really say. How useful is that for companies looking to strive and make decisions based on data, making useful data? Extremely, extremely important. So the program has some massively interesting key highlights. It allows students to pick what they find interesting and drive their knowledge forwards. How does the curriculum benefit students for careers in this field? Well, that's another very good question. I tipped it in the previous answer. Foundational knowledges. The psychology curriculum provides students with a thorough understanding of psychological concepts, theory, and research methods. This knowledge is essential for various careers in psychology, such as counselling, research, and various different parts of employment. Practical skills. Courses include practical skills like lab work, field studies, working with each other, building teamwork. Teamwork's really important to try and foster and develop. Knowing where you are in a team. Are you the leader? Are you the follower? When to lead, when to follow. Great skills to know what to do and when. Hands-on practical experiences are crucial for application to real-world settings. Critical thinking and research. Critical thinking. How important is critical thinking? The ability to unpack data, the ability to go, well, it might say that, but let's have a look at that. Let's analyze those arguments. Let's analyze the evidence behind those arguments. We need critical thinkers to do that. We need people with the skills to unpack data. We need people with the skills to know how that relates to theory. Psychology students can give you that, can give you those qualities. Why should prospective students choose your program? Well, that is another very good question, and I hope they think that carefully and make the decision to come and join us, because we've got very good reasons why that might be the case. Students are the drivers of their learning. They co-create their learning. They make a choice as to how they approach the assessment tasks, and they can personalize that. Staff are very, very good at personalizing their support, taking students from a whole range of different skills and, in essence, moving them forwards, moving them forwards. And our students have gone on to great things, from professor to counsellor, from using psychology to help others and help themselves, to help achieve their goals and help others and themselves enhance their well-being. That is the skill set. The motto of Wolves is join the pack. We support each other. That's a great reason to come and join us. Can you share examples of innovative projects or research conducted by students? Well, we are very, very proud of the research successes of our students. We are very, very proud of the innovations of our students. Students have co-authored multiple papers, over 50 in the past 5 years. Now that sounds remarkable, but that just shows what the point I made earlier is we work with students. We work together to create ideas, to test ideas, and publishing our work is a way of saying to the rest of the world, this work is good. So many students go on to publish, many students go on to study elsewhere. And here's an example, just a quick example of a student who worked with us, Sharon, who started with us in 2000 as an undergraduate, her first person in her family to do a degree. And what a tremendous success. Sharon did her undergraduate, a master's, a PhD, and had many publications from that PhD. And this fabulous project which looked at the effect of PE kit, of getting in your PE kit, and how that affects body image amongst female adolescents. Tie that back to cyber psychology, where the body image is now some extremely unnatural ideal, and the pressures adolescent females are under. And we looked at a very simple, Sharon drove a very simple and not very, very simple, a very easy to apply intervention that helped maintain a positive self-esteem, which was dropping when people were forced to put their PE kit on. A fabulously applicable study of which was published last year and will go on to affect practice. So thank you very much. The next thing to do is get your programs up and running. Come and join the course, and we're welcome to speak with you further.